Rise up. It's time for another episode of Spartivation, your podcast source for inspiration and motivation to get you through your Spartan body transformation. Here now is your host, the Spartan Doctore, champion of growth.
It is a glorious day to train and grow. I am Ryan Masters, the Spartan Doctora, here to provide you with motivation and inspiration as you journey through your Spartan body transformation. Welcome to another episode of Spartivation, broadcast directly to you from Trifection Studios. If you find these episodes helpful, be sure to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. That way I know to produce more for you. Today we are continuing our dive into the Spartan Body Blueprint, which if you have not already, you can download for free at Spartivation.com. And we're looking at the soul component of the modern Spartan trifection, which is mind, body, and soul. And these are the three areas that you have to make changes in your life if you want to build a ripped Spartan physique with 5 hours or less a week. And so the soul component is what I call the modern Spartan ethos. And this is a mode of being. And now what does that mean? To clarify, let's talk about kind of the three different frameworks you choose to operate from, or modalities that you choose to operate from, whether consciously or subconsciously. And usually it's one of the first two. That's kind of our natural state, and these are not the optimal ones to think from. But let me go over them first so we're all on the same page. And the first one is what's called have, do, be. Have, do, be. And it goes like this. It's basically what you're saying to yourself, either subconsciously or consciously, is if I have a ripped Spartan body, then I will do all the things a guy with a ripped Spartan body does, and then therefore I will be confident. So see how it's have, do, be. It's the being depends on you having something and then doing something and then being. So if I have a ripped Spartan body, then I will say all the right things that a ripped Spartan does, and I will be confident and get the girls. That's kind of the first one. And the second one is do, have, be. So we've just switched them around a little bit. It's do, have, be, and that says if I do what I want to do, then I will have what I want to have, and therefore I will be free, confident, and fearless. So again, kind of using the same example will be if I do the workout, then I will have a Spartan body, and then I will be confident. So see how it's similar, but it's just now we've moved the do to the front. So if I do the workout, I'll have the body, therefore I will be confident. And the problem, and these two frameworks are like the natural, that's the one that 90% of people operate from, including myself. That's kind of our natural state is to run from one of these, I think just from the media and everything else we're taught when we're growing up. And neither of these, the problem is neither of these two frameworks, first of all, come from a centered place. Notice how they're coming, they force you to operate from the outside to try and change the inside. And that's the wrong approach. You can't change the outside. You got to start from the inside, and then the outside will become a reflection of that. So when you change what's on the inside, now you're heading down the right path. And so in order to do that, we need to choose, we look at the Spartan Ethos and we choose to operate from the last framework, which is be, do, have. Okay? So in this mindset, you don't have to do or have anything to experience satisfaction, confidence, success, etc. Instead, you are now operating from an authentic place of being. And so when you say to yourself, I am going to be a purpose-driven, confident, forward-moving man, then you will naturally do the things that a purposeful, confident modern Spartan would do, and therefore you will have the things that a purposeful modern Spartan would have, such as a stronger physique, radiating presence, more charisma, etc., and so forth. And so it's a subtle mindset shift, but oh man, is it so powerful. When you start focusing on your be qualities and being, it's going to naturally change what you do and have. And see, our standard tendency is to jump into the do. Let me just do this, and then I will have this, and therefore I will be this. But when you think from a B standpoint of, okay, I'm going to be confident, purpose-driven, forward-moving, fearless, etc., then you naturally, you don't even have to think about it. Your mind will automatically go out and pick the things, and you will do what you need to do, and then you will have the what you want to have as a result of that. And so with that framework, when we combine it to the 7 traits of the Spartan Ethos here, that is when you really start supercharging your results to getting a Spartan physique. And so the 7 traits of the Spartan Ethos, that these are kind of the B traits and things that you want to really kind of let sink into your inner core are, endowed with Spartegrity, 100% purpose-driven, fearless and forward-moving, radiates strength and confidence, practices Spartiscipline, Sparfective, and the last one is control your Spardomain. And we're going to go over each of these in future episodes, but there's a short little description for each of them in the Spartan Body Blueprint now. But I want you to continually think on this, because whatever thoughts are in the forefront of your mind, those become your do's and haves. And it's going to take practice. It's not something that you read once and say, okay, I got it, and now these are my B qualities, and therefore I will do and have, and life is grand. It's not that simple. If it was, everybody would do it. But again, you're not trying to be like everybody. You're looking at, okay, how do I build a Spartan physique with 5 hours or less a week, and everything that comes along with that? Well, this is part of it. This is part of that change. It takes work. It takes dedication. But you can do it, or else you wouldn't be listening to this podcast, So that right there is a qualifier to me to tell you that you absolutely can do this, and there's nothing super complicated or tricky or fancy about it. And so what I suggest to you is to try this mini Spartan experiment, okay? For 10 days, for the next 10 days, read the Modern Spartan Ethos before you start your day. Just read each one of the traits and read the description, and then just picture yourself and say to yourself, okay, these are my B qualities for the day. This is who I'm going to be, and see what happens. Now, you got to do it for 10 days. 1 day is not enough. 10 days is, it's enough to start to see a change, but it's not so long that it's going to feel like forever. So do this for 10 days, and I guarantee you will notice a positive difference in your life. Okay? But no matter what happens, never retreat, never surrender, and keep moving forward.